Hey guys, Dell Hughes, World Ventures, and I thought I'd make a quick video while I'm out here in the exhaustive heat of Atlanta trying to be a better me. But I thought I'd wind up making a video and talk to you guys a little bit about closing. One of the strengths that God has blessed us with is the ability to actually get people to sign on the dotted line. And so at this point, we've been in World Ventures for just a little over 2.5 years. It's May right now. August will be 3 years. And in that time, we've signed up over 200 personals. And so I thought I might give a few of the tips of the trade that I've learned along the years to help you guys actually close more people. And so as you're sitting down before the presentation ever begins, just about 5 minutes before it begins, and it doesn't matter if you are sitting down one-on-one with them, two-on-one with them, if you're at a travel party or a big shot event, doesn't even matter. Even if you're on the telephone or a Zoom call, you want to start with this. You want to start with your 3-step setup. And it kind of goes like this. Let's say I'm sitting down with Abraham, who's a pretty good friend of mine. We've known each other for years. We don't hang out and maybe go to the club, hang out with our families, go to the beach, but we know each other. And you've actually got him to sit down and take a look at the presentation. You're going to turn to him and you're going to say, okay, look, this is why I've got you here. I mean, we've known each other for several years now, and I know on the outside looking in, it looks like everything's together. I mean, Arleen and I have been together for the better part of 20 years, and we've got a nice house, a couple of homes, a couple of cars. But the truth of the matter is, Abraham, God bless me with businesses, but I'm working all the time. And I look up and now I'm 50 years old, and truth of the matter is, I didn't want to be 60 years old grinding the same way I was when I was 35. And so I was just praying for something where, quite honestly, I could spend more time with my family. And you know what? I found it. It's the biggest thing I've ever done. I've looked at this thing top to bottom. I've met some of the top people in the entire company, and this is my shot. And I couldn't be more excited about it. And I'm all in on the deal. But the truth of the matter is, just because I'm excited and all in on the deal doesn't mean you have to be all in on the deal. But I'll tell you this. You might fall in love with it like I did, or you might not even get it right away. Either way, it's cool with me. I just want to show you. Is that okay with you? And then I promise you, they're going to say, of course, that's okay. Then you push play. While you're pushing play, while they're actually watching the video, a couple of things you need to be doing. Because with that 3-step setup, you had the slow music playing at first. You're talking about the problems you had in your life. And then when you get to the solution, you smile. You smile, and your speed of voice actually, it increases. You are not at the same level you were when things were going rough. Now you found the solution. God has provided an answer to you, and you want to share that answer with them. And so they're excited to hear at least what's going on in your life. But now the video is playing, and you're saying to yourself, this is going great. They're loving this. And when you see something great happen on the video, it doesn't matter if you're watching Vacation Sooner, if you're watching earnavacation.com with Jefferson, if you're out there on Julian's site, it doesn't matter. When something great happens or a trip pops up on the screen and you know that trip is absolutely amazing, go ahead and nudge them and smile. Like, see, I told you. And then the whole while they're kind of excited, and you want to make sure you're laughing at the appropriate times. You're smiling throughout the entire event. One of the things they teach people, I used to be an anchor on the news program while I was in the Marine Corps, and they teach us to talk with a smile. Doesn't matter what you're talking about, they teach you to talk with a smile because you're more inviting that way. People trust you when you're smiling. And so at the end of the day, the reason they're actually going to sign up is because they trust you and they feel comfortable around you. And your music, as Byron Schrag says, is different. And although they don't really particularly care to be sold, they love to buy. And if this has provided an answer to you, maybe it can provide an answer to them. And so you're smiling and you're nudging them. And so you're thinking the thoughts, and this is key. They're going to sign up. They love this. I can't wait to get to the close. I can't wait. And so a couple of ways to close. First of all, close quickly. Do not represent. You don't need to represent. They've got enough information to make a couple $100 decision. We're talking about $300, possibly $500 if they're talking about platinum. They've got enough information. Their phone, the phone they have in their hands, probably costs almost twice what they're going to pay for a World Ventures membership. And so you immediately turn to them and you smile and you say, now you can see why I'm so excited, right? You in? And so that's one way. You're shaking your head, you're smiling. You in? And it's gentle, but everything leads to them saying yes. Or you can turn to them and say, now you can see why I'm so excited. You got questions, or are you ready to get started? And one of the things I'd strive to be is the first person in the room to close anyone so that I can start that energy out in the room by saying to everybody in the room, everybody, welcome Abraham to the family. And everybody claps. And now his decision to actually say yes is affirmed by everyone in the room. And it takes them by surprise, but it's a good surprise. It makes them feel good. And so there are a couple of things that you need to be aware of. Let's say they didn't immediately say, well, yeah, let's get started. Let's say they said, well, I like it, but I do have a couple of questions. Whatever question they ask, if they ask a question, know this. It's a buying question. People don't ask questions if they're not thinking about actually pulling the trigger. Those buying signals you've got to be aware of. And if they're asking a question like, well, how much does it cost if I want to do the membership and be a rep for Platinum? That's a buying signal. And so now it's your job to be able to go ahead and push them off the fence. Go ahead and get them to pull the trigger. And the way you do that is by being excited while you're answering the question. Sorry, we got one of my neighbors cleaning their yard. Looking good. Anyway, you want to say, well, yeah, it only costs $5.19. I mean, I've seen memberships like this that cost well over $1,000. And ours is only $519. You want to get started? Lock arms with us. Let's do this together. Truth of the matter is, you've got everything you need to be successful with this. We've been friends for years. You've got a magnetic personality. You're easy to talk to. Quite honestly, you've got one of those faces that people just trust. Give them a couple of compliments that reaffirm that they can get this done. Give them some confidence in themselves. And then ask them, so you ready to get started with us? And so the next thing you know, if you're always closing, asking them a couple of times, several times, they might even get a little annoyed with you and say, or at least amused with you and say, man, you're aggressive, aren't you? And then you want to say, Abraham, I'm running a business. This is my shot. We could do this together. You wouldn't begrudge me actually trying to make sure my business is successful, would you? Wouldn't you want somebody like that on your team? And you smile. Of course they say, yeah, I would. And then you gently ask again, so you ready to get started? I hope this helps just a little bit. Hopefully you picked up at least a trick or two to put in your bag so that you can use whatever those of us who are having any measure of success to become successful yourself. Because the truth of the matter is, every one of us, the more of us who are exposing, out there showing world ventures, the more of us that'll actually be able to enroll more people. That's 10 minutes. Thanks for spending 10 minutes with me, guys. I'm out here trying to become a more complete leader. Have a great day.